I am a princess, and this is breaking news. Breaking news, I found my royal lineage. Kidding, I'm not. But she touched me, so by proxy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's amazing.
So we're here. I'm back. I'm back from London. Can't believe I made it.
You did
by the skin of my teeth. I made it. The passport came.
Yeah, because we left off this podcast with you know, prayer hands saying, it's going to come. We believe it's going to come. It's going to be great. Everything will work out.
And
it did.
It did, because I obviously went. But y'all, when I say that I had to text an emergency 911 to a UPS driver who used to pick up packages at Girl Tribe's warehouse. I just so happened to still have his number. Now, T had to give it to me again, and then when I typed it in, I said, oh yeah, here's our whole thread of like, are you coming at 4 today? Are you not?
Right.
And so I said, oh, I did have Cameron's number after all. But I just texted him and said, can you call me? And also, you can apologize to your wife that a married woman is texting you at 10 o'clock at night saying, can you call me?
Can you call me, baby?
I know. I was like, it's about my passport. Show her. I don't know. I just don't know how other people's...
No, I think that's good.
Joshua wouldn't think twice. But
Yeah.
I know other people's
You
marriages
never
are
know.
different. And so he said, yeah, you can call me. And I explained the whole situation. And I said, you know, I think it's coming UPS tomorrow morning. Do you know who my driver is? Because I thought Cameron might be my driver.
Yeah.
And actually, I thought he was my driver so much so that the day before, when I was sitting in my driveway waiting on USPS to arrive, I saw UPS on my across the side street, and I waved at him. Hey, Cameron! Was not him.
Wasn't him.
No, not him. And that's why he didn't wave back. Now I know. But he said, no, I'm not your driver, but what's your address? I'll look it up, and I'll see if I talk to that guy.
Okay.
Because what I didn't realize, for a long time working at Girl Tribe, when I would take the stuff over to him and he'd take it off, we'd have full conversations.
Yeah.
And I thought he was talking to me, but he was talking in his ear.
I remember you telling me that.
To not one other person, like 5 other people at the same time. They're always, all the UPS drivers are talking all day long to each other.
So you would be talking to him, and you thought he was responding, going,
Yep.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Yep.
But it wasn't to you.
Nope. It wasn't to me. And then finally he realized, like, oh, she's a cool person. I can talk back to her, I guess.
Yeah.
And so we would have, you know, little chats here and there, but I still never knew if he was ever responding to his ear or to me.
Yeah, that's confusing.
So he said, if it's one of these guys who I have his number, then I can text him right now.
Okay.
And he did.
Praise God.
He had Thomas's number. And so he wrote him, and so he said, I explained the situation to him. He's going to be on the lookout for your package in the morning. And I said, well, good. Should I text him now and just give him my number? And he's like, no.
Okay.
Back off. Do less. So I said, okay. I felt reprimanded, but
Yeah,
it's all right.
little bit.
It's okay. At this point, I had been beaten so much,
Yes,
it didn't matter.
it didn't
I was
matter.
beaten down.
Because this was the night before you're supposed to fly out.
My plane was 12:22. My plane boarded at 11:50, and at this point it's about 10:50 at night. So we're working on 13 hours difference, but I really have to be there more like 9:30,
Right.
10. It's an international
Right.
flight. I have to check my bag. I didn't know what I needed to do as far as like if there were any kind of customs related things. It was a brand new passport. I didn't know if there were going to be any issues with it when it finally did arrive, if it did arrive. So I don't text Thomas. I listen to Cameron, and I do a good job practicing restraint,
Good.
which is not my forte.
Yes, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And so the next morning comes around. I'm up at 6:30 to take Lil to school and to do all the things. And it's just every minute goes by. All I want to do is text Thomas. I think I made it maybe to the 8 o'clock hour.
Sure.
Before I did.
That's cutting it pretty close.
I felt like, but Cameron's point was, we don't even pick up this stuff from the UPS facility until 9 a.m. So and then he's going to make you his first stop, basically. And I said, I just want to tell him he doesn't need to make me his first stop. I will intercept him.
Yes, I will come to him.
I will come to his first drop off. That way I don't have to wait.
Yes.
And that way, if it's not on his truck, if it's been mistaken, if it's been misplaced, whatever, I might have a little bit of time. Now, at this point, I had also gotten the alert that my flight had been delayed 15 minutes.
Yes.
So I said, this is the only time that I'm like, yes, yay. And it wasn't going to interfere with my connector anyway, because that was at 6:30 that night. So I text Thomas. I do not hear back from him for an hour. I hear back from him finally at almost 9. He tells me, I'm waiting to get my packed up truck, and then you can meet me at such and such address. And he gave me the address, and it happened to be right down the road from my house.
Perfect.
Of course, because it's his area.
It's his area,
but still could not have been closer. I didn't even have to go through one stoplight to get to him.
Wow.
Let's put it that way. That's how close it was.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So I say, okay, I'll be there at 9:30 with my bells on. So I'm on the way there. Now, Kristin and I are talking. How's it going? What's up? Do I need to come? I said, no, now that my flight's been delayed, I think I can grab it at 9:30, run back home, call an Uber, and get there, no problem. She's like, cool. Well, 2 seconds later, Morgan Amanda Photography writes me and goes, hey, I'd love to come document this.
Yes.
Such like a photographer thing to do, right?
But I love that.
Me too.
Yes, I'm so thankful it was documented.
I'm so glad too. And I said, well, I was just going to like hold my phone and be like, like body cam video.
It is.
She said, no, let me come. I can be there in 16 minutes. I said, well, he's supposed to be meeting me in 15, so you're cutting it close, but come on.
Come on.
I said, because if you miss it, you can take me to the airport.
That's right.
Congrats. So he was running a little bit late. She got there just in the nick of time. We pull my car a little bit forward. We see him. I'm so startled because I thought I was looking for a truck, but instead he walked right up to my car.
Yeah, I remember in the video you were like, oh, you saw it, and he was holding.
It looked like he was holding a skinny envelope and a package.
Yes.
And so I ran around, said, can I hug you? He said, sure. I'm like, I don't think you understand how important this document is to me right now. And he hands it to me, and I rip it open, and that's when I see it's in there.
And you just are sobbing.
I'm sobbing, out of control. Out of control, body shaking.
How many tears do you think the limit doesn't exist?
No. I've cried so much.
I think the first tears came when those first Venmos maybe were coming in.
Oh, yeah, there were a lot of tears in the first Venmos.
And then it was like, this is a reality. And then the passport drama. And
the night before was, so the only tears of sadness or frustration I had were with you.
Yeah, you held it in.
I did.
I just said you were very hopeful, and you wanted to remain positive about it and put that out into the world.
Yeah. It doesn't do you any good to dread it or to say it's not going to happen. Well,
because either way you would have been disappointed.
Either way I would have been disappointed.
Yeah, but I think it hit that 11th hour for you, and it was just like, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, when the printer broke in Charleston, they had to switch it to Arizona, knowing how much further away it was. Really frightened me, but they said, no, take solace. They're 3 hours behind. It gives you now almost half a day more of them working to get it done. And then they can still, if they get it to the UPS by 7, that's the last pickup out there, it can still get to you by the morning. Keep the faith. And I just fell apart because I thought, but she said, you need a tracking number. Once you have the tracking number, you'll see it the next day. And I didn't have a tracking number. And so that's the only time I fell apart. It was talking to you and just saying, why? Like, I just needed the good luck now.
You did.
This is when I needed it. I've been so hopeful. I've been cheery and I've been positive, and I just knew it was going to come. I just knew it was going to come. So I had my good tears, and then I said, all right, let's get back at it. I'm going to pack just in case. And I got my nails done just in case.
Just in case.
So in between talking to you, I went and got my nails done, which I haven't had my nails done since before COVID. I have not gone to the nail salon.
What?
Yeah. I never get my nails done, but they've been growing out so pretty.
Oh yeah, they're so long.
Because these are mine.
Those are your real nails.
Yeah, these are my real nails, and they've been growing out so pretty. And I just thought, when else do I deserve to buy myself?
Yeah.
And I didn't even get a manicure. I just got them painted.
You didn't even get them.
You know, I don't like them.
You don't like a manicure?
No, I don't like a manicure.
Why? It gets the goo and stuff.
No, I don't like
the dead skin.
Yeah, I don't like that. And I don't like my hands to be out of commission for that long, and I don't like lotion on my hands, and I don't like when they push up the cuticles and then cut all the stuff around, because it always hurts. They always nick me. Not intentionally. I think it's just how crooked my fingers are. They're just kind of working against the ankles.
So that's just painted.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you cracked me up.
Yeah, I only got them painted.
But did you...
I got my toes painted too.
Did you send a photo?
I did.
Of Kate?
Yes.
Okay, because
send a video.
They need to hang that up in their nail salon.
I know. I wrote Sassy Nail Bar right away, and because I love Sassy, they're wonderful. See, Joshua goes in a lot.
Yeah,
so they always see him, but they rarely see me. But yeah, they're so good to me, and they're so good to our family and good to our girls. So I tagged her in it and said, "You're more than welcome to reshare this if you want. Listen to Princess Kate gush over this, over my hands."
Yes.
And so they were like, "That's so cool. Oh my gosh, we're following along."
Aww.
Yeah. So that was one of the best decisions I made in that very chaotic period of time when all hell had broken loose and I felt my hope was almost gone. I went and got these nails painted. And then look at what happened. One of the things she commented on the most.
This is a life lesson for all you ladies out there.
Treat yourself.
When in doubt.
Yeah.
Get your nails done.
Get your nails done. And huge game-changing moment for me. And then came home, and a couple hours later, I got the tracking notification.
Oh my gosh.
And then I met Thomas the next morning.
And then you met Thomas, so you got it. So it was in your hands.
It was in my hands at 9:42.
9:42, and you got to the airport at
10:14, and my plane boarded at 11:45-ish.
That was getting your teeth, girl.
It was tight, and every single person who checked me in, I was like, "I just got this passport from UPS. Can you believe this? I just got this passport from UPS." I was just like walking through the airport, like, "I'm here, everybody. I made it. Who's been following along?" Not one person.
I'm dying thinking of you telling every single person. UPS just brought this to me.
They just brought it to me.
Smell it. Smell how new it is.
Look how crisp it is. No stamps.
That was you.
Great. Like, I've arrived.
Just spinning in circles with your passport.
Yeah, in my wheeled suitcase. Look. Because it was so unbelievable. It was so tight. I mean, Morgan ran me back to, she followed me back to my house. Yes. And then she goes, "Is this a bad time to tell you I need gas?"
Morgan!
So in between getting my passport, going back home, getting my suitcase, putting it in her car, emptying the litter box one more time, we had to go get gas.
Oh my gosh.
We had to go get gas.
Isn't it? It always works.
And it was the slowest pump of all time. Morgan's like, "I can't believe how slow this pump is moving." I said, "It's okay. My flight's been delayed. I relied on my flight being delayed 15 minutes for way too many things. Way too many things.
Like multiple hours worth of stuff. But like, it's been delayed 15
I guess I'll clean out the litter box. It's been delayed 15 minutes. Yeah, sure. We have time to get gas. It's been delayed 15 minutes. Should I change my outfit? It's been delayed 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
We made up way too much time, but I got there and I got on the plane and there was I didn't feel rushed about it. And then got on the plane. Good. There was a mechanical issue of some sort, so then they had to take us back to the thing. Anyway, we didn't even leave the ground until 1:45.
Oh.
So they're not now. I don't know that if I had been running up, that they would have let me go through the very dramatic scene. Sure. I think once the doors close, the doors close.
That's what they say. The door is closed.
The door is closed. But it was fine. And I was a little worried about the American Airlines pilots thing that I had heard on the news before. I didn't see any of that. I didn't see any protesting or major cancellations or anything. So if I had to, I always had in my back pocket that there was an American Airlines flight to Boston leaving a little bit later that day. Good. So I had covered, for all the things that I felt like were out of my control, I was trying desperately to handle all the things that were in my control.
And you did a beautiful job.
Thank you.
Matt was so proud of you.
Thank you so much, Matt. That means a lot.
For not just letting life happen to you, but for being proactive. We believe that a lot of people just kind of let life happen to them. And there are things that you can control. And we're going to dive into this more as we get further into it. But even this whole just passport situation.
What could I control?
Anything that you could do
I did.
You did. And I think a lot of people would have given up.
And it's usually in my nature sometimes when things get too hard.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of my ADHD that I don't even know what to tackle.
Yeah.
And I can get an intense analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
And I can feel very defeated. But in this case, this was just too important.
Too important.
It was too
you
important.
knew it was life-changing. You were very laser focused on it.
It was once in a lifetime. I did not have a redo here.
You were thinking of, okay, what can I do next? This didn't work. What's the other thing? Who can I contact? Where can I go? Like it. I think from the outside looking in, people could say, "Oh, the pieces just fell into place." But that's just not the truth. It's not the truth. And
it's not knowing.
And I think you've received DMs from people saying, "You've taught me a lesson in persistence."
Yes.
And chasing the dream and doing whatever it takes and
traveling solo.
Going solo, making it happen.
Being willing to do it. And something that we hadn't talked to our podcast about, we didn't share it at all, was the idea of wrestling with Kristin coming with me.
Yeah.
Should we go into that?
Yeah, let's tell them. So I was maybe going to go.
Yes. We had thought about, how cool would this look from a podcast perspective, from a friendship perspective, obviously. We just have so much fun together wherever we go.
Yeah.
But there were a few things that were hiccups in the process.
Yeah, I think that I even had a ticket that I needed to use.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could use this ticket. We had a free place to stay. Like, honestly, the money part of it was kind of fine.
Taken care of, yeah.
It was just more logistics. But I have to say, I'm so glad.
I know.
That I wasn't there.
I know. And you said that to me before. You said, I think this is something you need to do alone.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. And I had a feeling that I should do it alone.
She had a feeling too. And we ended up chatting one day.
We did. We got really honest.
Yeah. And I just said, I'm having this feeling that this is a trip for you in your life when you are old and gray that you will look back on, and this was like life-changing. And you have said since you got back that this trip changed your life.
Oh, of course it did. I mean, it couldn't not.
And I don't think that me being there would have taken away. We would have made different memories.
Yeah.
But this picture of you and her, like, my fuzzy head doesn't need to be in the background of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
It would have been hard to fit all three of us in with my smile.
It just, it doesn't need to be the three of us. This is your thing. Would it be a delight to meet the royals and to see it and all of it was beautiful? Of course.
Yeah.
But
I had said to Kristin, if you had been saying, yes, I'm dying to go to London, I've always wanted to go there, blah, 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 then it would have been very different. But I've literally never heard Kristin say that in my life, and she hears how much I talk about it. There's been doors open where she could have replied that to me at any time.
Right.
And so it's not like it was like, I just didn't know.
Because I want sunshine only.
That's right.
I don't want to go anywhere that's raining. Possibly.
That's right. It's not. It doesn't serve your loops, and there's only so many umbrellas you can bring in a checked bag.
Weather really affects me, you guys.
It does. But we had talked about it. I think a lot of people were like, "Why isn't Kristin going with you? Why isn't she there?" I had this feeling that I really need to go alone.
Yep.
But then enough people had written me, "Well, why? Where? So is Kristin getting ready?"
I know.
And I'm like, now am I a bad person for not asking Kristin to go? And Kristin said, yes, would this be awesome? I could see it being so much fun. But I really think that this is a you trip. You need to go. You need to experience. And not ever have me well, what do you want to do?
100%.
Not that you would have even done
but
that. But
none of this has ever been about me.
Yeah.
And this is your thing and your dream.
And traveling with people does just kind of go that way,
it
right?
It does.
Whereas,
even though we travel so well together.
Yeah, but are you wanting to stand out for 6 hours in the freezing cold to get that picture?
No.
Not moving?
No.
Do you want to do that on Coronation Day? 10 hours in the pouring rain?
No.
Not moving. You are your feet never spread more than shoulder width apart. No. And so I had a feeling that this is exactly what it was going to look like for me.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have wanted to put you through that. Not to mention, what if you had booked everything?
Yeah.
Because you have a passport.
Oh, well, that's true. And then I just had to go.
And then I couldn't go. So now Kristin's alone on her way to London and who cares?
I hadn't even thought about
it. It only dawned in my head once I got there. I said, wait a minute. What if I couldn't go? And Kristin's over there. I would be so pissed. I would have been so jealous.
What would I have done?
I don't know, but I would have been like, I can't believe this.
I would have just sat in the flat.
I don't know what you would have
I don't even know anything enough about London to be like, I would have gone and done this.
Yeah, you would have just said, what do tourists do in London? But
imagine shopping.
But imagine you're over there and I'm just back here because my passport never came. And I'm like, tell me more. Yeah, how was it?
I FaceTime you with Kate. Yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, my best friend loves you. Hang on, let me FaceTime.
But that would have been terrible.
Awful.
So
I think we made the right call.
So we kind of couldn't plan on Kristin being there because everything was teetering in the balance for me. So
it just was the right thing. And honestly, now to see how it turned out too.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I wasn't supposed to be there. This is her thing. And what did I say to you before you left? I said, I love when I'm going to take a trip. I don't know the people that I'm going to meet on that trip. And I can think back years and years of places we've been. And there's people in my mind that I met that made an impact on me.
Yeah,
even like Baby George at Greenbrier. We didn't know he existed.
Baby Georgia.
Yeah,
Baby George.
Like there's people that we meet along the way. And I knew that was going to happen for you, that you would make these connections, even make lifelong friends.
Yeah. And you have to, because when you travel alone, then your eyes are open and up and you're looking around, right? Because when you're with your friend, you're just gabbing.
Yeah.
You're talking the whole time.
That's right.
And so there's not as much of a need to then say to somebody, hi, who are you?
That's right.
Where are you from?
That's right.
And again, this coronation weekend is what brought everyone was there for the same exact reason.
Yep.
This is why we talk about going to BravoCon solo. This is why we talk about going anywhere alone, because you're already on a level playing field. Everyone likes the same, at least one thing. So then just talk about that.
Right. Just talk about the thing that you have in common.
Right.
I saw somebody commented that they're coming to our VPR party alone.
That's right.
I loved that.
That's right.
She said, I'm taking your advice and I'm coming by myself.
I'm so proud of her. Yes, we've done
it.
We did it. Someone listened to our advice and took it. That's what I want people to do. Yes. Let's announce our VPR party, because there was still, I don't know if there'll be any tickets left by the time you listen to this on Tuesday.
I don't know if I have anything good.
What did that say? For the love of God? Royal God?
Royal Guard.
Royal Guard. Good. For VPR.
Wait.
Well, that works. Lisa's British.
That's true.
So you got it.
Okay, British.
Royal Guard.
Okay, so Vanderpump Rules. So people will hear this next Tuesday. Yeah. Okay. Tuesday.
Go ahead, say it in a whole British accent.
Y'all will hear this, and that means that tomorrow is our Vanderpump Rules watch party for the finale, and also I think the Ariana first interview on Watch What Happens Live immediately after that finale.
The majority of our people said yes, they will watch that together, and we just need to keep zipping it.
Yeah. Yep. So excited.
So if there are tickets left, we'll be announcing it on Tuesday once y'all listen to this. So if you still want to come, it's $10. We're going to give you desserts, drinks, signature cocktails with Ariana's syrup that she made, and Harris Teeter's taking care of the desserts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Harris Teeter.
Yep. Confetti Castle's doing the balloons, so we're going to have an amazing backdrop.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Yeah, photo moments and things like that. And it's at Allure South Park, which is over in Piedmont Road. So super central to, I feel like, everyone in Charlotte.
Yes, anything South Park.
No matter where you live, South Park is the center.
Oh my gosh, I'm so...
Even though it's south of Park Road.
You saw what I said on my stories, and like, the excitement is at level 3,000.
Especially after last night.
Because I just want to see the episode. Yes. Like, that alone is enough excitement for me. But then to host our first live event with people that listen is so delightful.
So excited.
And people that have this great thing in common, which is Vanderpump Rules.
And they've already bought tickets. So we're not sitting here like total losers.
Yeah, no, we are up to many tickets. I'm very...
High five.
I'm pleased.
Good. I'm glad that you're pleased. I love to please you.
Thank you.
So by the time I get on the plane, get to Boston, no problems.
Yes.
Now I have to wait a little while before my connecting flight to London. I go to a restaurant, and this is when people's Venmos, I start going through the actual notes even more.
Yeah.
And people are saying, have a lunch on me at the airport. Have a glass of wine on me here and there and whatever. So I was trying to even tag those people, like, here's the grilled cheese you just bought me. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And I wasn't doing that. So then other people would be like, well, I want to buy her cab ride, or I want to do this. I had already gotten enough.
Yeah.
That was not a problem.
But it kept coming in.
Ooh, it kept coming in.
I love that.
Really did.
I had people messaging me multiple people saying, I missed this. Wait, what's her Venmo?
Yeah.
I want to send her something. So I
people
know
are,
you
get a souvenir on me,
Yeah.
or have fish and chips. And everyone was saying, okay, if you'll get me this souvenir, here's money for this. And I had a notes app and was just, okay, she wants a keychain, she wants a bobblehead Bobby dog, she wants an Elizabeth coin, she wants this.
So nice.
So I was doing all that. So that's why I had to buy that big duffel bag too, because I had to bring home all the souvenirs.
That duffel.
Isn't that so extra?
Y'all. So Confetti Castle, Tiffany was like, buy just an over-the-top, kind of gaudy British souvenir.
Gaudy, that's the word I was trying to come up with, and I couldn't.
And so Miranda shared on her stories this duffel that is like a duffel you'd see that you would never buy. But honestly, when you were showing it, I was like, this is perfect.
It's so cute, right?
It has Big Ben and all the different
London, British, Royals, everything.
The flag, like it's
just every British thing thrown up on a duffel bag. And I said, when Tiffany said, that's what I want you to get something, and she gave me $75 for it.
Wow.
So it's hard to find gaudy stuff that's also kind of pricey.
Yes.
It's usually like the shot glass with the boobs on it.
It was perfect.
So that's when I saw that bag, and I saw it, and I had literally been drenched leaving Buckingham Palace the day of the coronation. I couldn't move my feet anymore because I was in so much pain from standing for 10 hours in the cold rain. And I'm shuffling. They are not lifting off the ground at this point. My feet are like, that's it.
That's the sound.
I'm skiing down a slope is what it sounds like. And I'm looking for cabs, Ubers. No one's allowed to get that close to the palace for at least some odd number of hours.
Yeah.
So I pop into a shop just to get some warmth and to get out of the rain.
Yeah.
I pop into a shop. Now, of course, I had an umbrella, but there's so many people. It's so obnoxious to have an umbrella out. I'm like, what does it matter? I'm already wet. Look at the color of my hair, y'all. I went with bright purple.
I know.
This is what acid rain does to it.
Oh my
It strips it. I went to the palace that day with a different color hair
than
I came home with that night to the flat. And so I pop into this store to just get warm and to get out of the rain. And it was the very first store, basically right there on the block. You leave Buckingham Palace's gates and there's the store. And I saw the duffel bag and I said, I think this is what Tiffany meant.
That's it.
I think this is
and it's useful.
It's great. Put all my souvenirs in it. That's what I carried on the way back.
As we travel in the future, I expect to see that bag wherever we go.
You will be seeing that bag. I think, I was like, do either of you girls want to use this as a backpack? No. For school? No. Lily's backpack's broken. No.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Well,
but sometimes something can be so gaudy and over the top that then it's cool.
It looks good.
Like, what is that?
I don't know, but
I bet there's a name for that phenomenon.
There is, and someone's done many studies on it, and it's in that same journal that the guys found.
Yes.
Lime juice, pine straw.
Journal of Medicine.
I'm sure it's a psychological thing.
It is. There's something
Everything
about
is.
where it's like, if you just add more and more and more, then it's like, well, actually, this is great.
Some rooms are like that.
Yes.
Some designs are like that. So it's like, keep going.
Keep going.
Paint the ceiling.
I mean, I feel like you look at some even, I'll use like a Gucci bag, for example, where it's the basic Gucci pattern, but then they're add a colorful stripe. Now put some flowers on it.
Yep.
What color is the strap?
Gems.
Like, just
something dangling down. And eventually you go, yeah, I need that. Obviously. This duffel was that Gucci bag for me.
Yeah. It's your Gucci.
It's
your Fucci.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the exact same. So yeah, I got that, put all the souvenirs. I found great souvenirs.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing but souvenirs in London, so you can go really crazy with them, but I just thought this is what each person likes in my little family.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Yeah, I took care of them. And it was my mother's birthday while I was there.
Yes.
And Mary collects spoons. Now, I'd already given it to her, so I didn't get to actually video it, but I got her Princess Diana spoon for her spoon collection.
I love that. That's perfect.
For her birthday gift. Yes. So my mom's birthday was happening while I was there, but the day that everything happened, meeting Kate, seeing King Charles, being interviewed by like 40 news outlets, and then, all that was on her birthday.
I love it.
And here's a funny story that I never shared either. So I FaceTimed my mom once I got to the barricades at the Dog and Duck where we heard Kate and William were going to be. I FaceTimed her because Louis had just FaceTimed his mom, and I was like, oh, I need to FaceTime my mom too. She'll love to know that I'm here right now. And in my mind, I knew it was her birthday too.
Yeah.
But because of the time change, I'm like, is it even her birthday?
Is it her birthday yet?
I was kind of a little bit confused because it was so early in the morning, but I said, oh yeah, it is. I think she'll be awake. She wakes up super early. My mom wakes up at like 4 o'clock.
Ooh.
And she said she wasn't sleeping much while I was gone because she was so nervous for me.
Yeah.
So I call her. Sure enough, she answers. She's sitting in her chair, probably doing the Wordle. And I said, Mom, look where I am. The barricades are up. I'm the second person here. It's going to happen. I'm in a great spot. I didn't know if I was in a great spot, but I assumed.
I felt that you were.
I felt
Yes.
literally, I
Yeah.
felt God and Princess Diana together.
Yes.
Leading my feet.
Yes.
To
that
right
spot.
where I waited.
I think it was perfect.
And so I said, and then here's my new friend Louis, and he's like, oh, bonjour. Now, he spoke perfect English too.
Yeah, because he teaches English.
He teaches English history.
Oh,
So
okay,
he
okay.
teaches his kids about the British monarchy.
Got it.
And that's why he's
obsessed.
And he wrote his college thesis
Of course.
on Kate Middleton
Yes.
about how it's like for a commoner to be amongst the British monarchy and what that looks like and how their life changes. I think now, again, this is all stuff that I just put in my head. I'm pretty sure. And so that's why he was so excited to meet her too.
Oh my God.
I got to tell all his students about it. And he talked about his students to her, and it was so lovely and so sweet. So I'm showing her Louis. Oh, this is my new friend Louis, and turning around and showing her the pub and where we were and everything. And she was just like, I can't believe that this is happening. Oh my gosh, you're making it happen. I'm like, I know. So anyway, I hop off the phone, hang up.
You never said happy birthday.
Nope, never did. It was all about me. All about me, Mom. Sorry.
I can't.
So a couple hours later, I'm like, I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Yeah. What
What am I forgetting?
Hmm.
And then it reminded me, it's my mom's birthday.
Oh my
So I shoot her a text and I said, Mom, I had all intentions of wishing you a happy birthday, but then when you actually answered,
right,
I got startled and then just wanted to show you where
Yeah.
she was like, you're there. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
you're
the
there.
excitement.
And I said, I just got sidetracked. I know it's your birthday. But I gave her that lovely shout out later in the day.
You did, and it was very emotional and sweet.
Very emotional and very sweet, and she was very sweet back.
Yes. She was sweet back.
She was very sweet back. Yes. My mom is getting so tender.
I know it.
In these years.
In these later years. What do they call it? The
advanced? Mom, don't take offense. My mom doesn't have any age issues.
It's like
she's not someone who cares about getting older.
The later season. It'll come to me.
I don't know. But
the golden years?
Oh yeah, maybe the golden years. It sounds better than advanced.
Those geriatric years.
Dig me out of this hole I've gotten myself into. No, she doesn't care. She was just so thrilled that this was all happening on her birthday. I think that was the best gift that I could have given her.
Yes.
Okay, so let me backtrack. You. I'm flying to London, and it was a rough flight.
It was a rough flight because there was a baby.
Yeah, and I knew walking on the plane, of course, we all see eyes. We all need eyes. We know that we're getting on the plane with a tiny baby. I mean, we're not talking a year-old, could not form words.
Oh.
I would say 9 to 10 months old, maybe. Couldn't walk, nothing. And it was tough because the baby's, I'm sure, ears were clearly in terrible pain.
Yes.
But the baby screamed for 5.5 of the 7 hours.
How does a baby not wear itself out enough? That's what I don't understand.
I kept assuming that she would.
Just eventually, but maybe it was her ears.
I just thought she'd become so hoarse.
Yeah.
Or fall asleep, but no. And some people were like, well, could you go out and offer to help?
Yeah, because you are like a baby person.
I am. But I'm at the window, and the 2 people next to me are dead asleep.
So you couldn't.
I didn't even pee on the plane.
Because you didn't want to wake them up.
I didn't want to wake them up. I know what it means for me to fall asleep.
I know.
I would never do that to another person.
Yes, I would rather risk a UTI than wake somebody up.
Yeah, I was like, 100%. This is me now. This is where I pee myself on the flight.
Yeah.
I guess. So I was, again, taking sips. The moral of this trip...
Yes, is take the sips.
The moral of this trip is just, you're sipping. If you cannot risk peeing, going to a porta-john, finding a place to urinate, then sips.
Stop guzzling the water, y'all.
Stop. Yeah. We're drinking too much water anyway.
Yes, we are.
We just are obsessed with it.
Yes.
But I just took little sips, and I don't think I had a cocktail even on the plane. So even though they're free on international trips,
so great.
I'm like, it's an overnight flight. I had taken a trazodone. I had hoped to just
I'm amazed
knock
that
myself
you thought
out.
you were gonna sleep.
I know. I thought trazodone and it's the sound is just right. You know, that airplane just.
It is. The airplane sound is just right.
It's just right. And it was dark. It was so dark. I had a window seat, so I planned on leaning against it. I had the neck pillow. I even sometimes will pull the tray out and just put my head down like
I have
this.
done that. I have done that.
And I can actually sleep sometimes in that position. That's better at least than trying to lean. But even with my AirPods in, with brown noise cranked all the way up. Yeah, because she was only across the aisle and one row forward. And it was screaming, and it was constant, and it was never ending. And you know, the parents never lost their cool.
What were the parents doing? I just have to know.
They did not stand up. They did not walk around. They didn't do any of that. And I'm just wondering, like, was there an emergency Tylenol kits or even
a Benadryl?
Anything? No, I didn't see that administered. Now, again, I wasn't watching them the whole time because I, at that point, just said, I'll watch every movie I've never seen before.
Yeah, and that's what I do on overnight flights.
Yep.
I just, like, I've gotten to the point in my life, just FYI everyone, that I just say it's an overnight flight. I know I will not sleep.
No.
So I'm not even going to attempt it and then feel frustrated by it. I'm going to watch 6 movies in a row.
Yep. Mom.
I'm going to make sure that my children next to me are as comfortable as they can be. We're like little puzzle pieces kind of.
Will they sleep?
Oh yeah, my kids will sleep. Matt sleeps. Yeah. All 3 of the kids will sleep. But I just know I'm the one that's awake and I will be adjusting and and it's fine.
And it's fine.
When I make peace about that.
That's right.
It's the times where I say, I don't know, I'm to sleep, and then I almost get emotional because I don't.
It was, even if I just didn't have to listen to the screaming, because all I want to do is fix it.
Yeah.
I really do. I want to go. I want to try to help. I couldn't get across my couple, so it didn't matter. But I did just want to be like, maybe try walking around or shushing or whatever. Yeah. But they know their baby best. Maybe they knew that would never happen or help. Maybe this was the 5th flight in their journey.
Could be.
And it was just kind of like, this is just what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. But the baby was still crying at baggage claim. I mean, you can hear it in the back of my video when
I cannot.
When I was shocked that my bag came out first, the baby's still crying in the background. I mean, that baby cried the entire time. It still had a voice left.
How?
I don't know. And I almost think like maybe the baby's colicky and they said, this is it. This is just who we are now. I don't know.
But then does the colicky baby need to go on?
I don't know. I'm thinking, okay, Miranda.
Maybe they're going to a funeral.
Maybe they're going to a funeral. Yeah. Maybe they're moving. Like maybe this is them coming to America. You know,
because we have taken flights.
We were going to London, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, with our children, with them as babies. But Matt has known. I have always said, if I did not feel our kids could do this and could hang and get it together and sleep and not cry, I would not take the flight. Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah. Not only because I don't want to do that to myself, I don't want to do it to other people.
Yeah, or the baby. Yeah, this baby was so miserable,
so sad,
so miserable and so sad. And I felt for everyone involved. I felt for the baby. I felt for the parents, of course, and then I felt for the entire plane. Now, several people had said, "Bet you regret not taking that upgrade now." Because well, I hadn't been offered one or anything like that. This was my first flight with JetBlue.
Okay.
So it's not like I was a regular member or anything. But when I was sitting right by the ticket counter waiting for us to board, I heard a girl go up to the ticket agent and say, "Are there by chance any of the pod seats available?"
Yes.
And if so, how much more would they be? And so, again, you've already bought your flight.
Yeah,
you already bought the ticket.
You can upgrade at the counter.
But now you can upgrade I didn't know this.
Yeah.
I thought you could just ask for an upgrade and they'll say, oh, yes, we have some first class available. Yeah. We see your longtime flyer. Here you go.
Yeah.
I did not realize that you could then purchase the difference. And I had looked at what the prices of those pods would be when I was booking the tickets, not because I ever thought I could get one, but just because of curiosity.
Yeah, sure.
And so the pod was $3,000 to $5,000. Okay. Never going to happen. And my ticket ended up costing $11.13, and that's because I even upgraded to the JetBlue Blue, which doesn't change your seat or anything from coach. It just means that if you need to change or cancel, then they only charge you $200.
Which you were glad you had that just in case.
Just in case. Yeah. I didn't end up needing it, but if I didn't have it, maybe I would have.
Yeah.
Right? So I had seen the difference in these prices, and I thought, oh, well, that's how the other half lives.
Ooh.
So the girl asks at the counter, and the ticket agent says, yes, for $7.99. I said, now that's pretty tempting, because again, to buy that pod outright just days ago was 2-3 times the price.
$800.
That $800. So I look at my Venmo and I say,
the monies are there.
It's there. And after the screaming baby, now I don't know if maybe even the pods could hear the screaming baby because it was so loud, but if they didn't, man, that would have been probably the best $800 I spent after the $50 for these nails.
It's true.
But just know, if you're like me and didn't know that you could go up and ask that, sometimes, so on the way back, you best believe I asked.
Of course.
On the way back, I went up to the ticket agent from my London to Boston flight.
Yeah.
I said, do you have any upgrades available? And she goes, no, we're all done with upgrades. And I said, oh, like all the pod seats are gone. And she said, yes. Okay. Well, of course, I'm, one of the last to board because I don't have a pod seat and I'm way back in coach. And I walked by 8 empty pods.
Well, what does that mean?
I know. Who said that? So I go up to my very lovely flight attendant.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, I don't know if maybe I asked for the wrong thing to the ticket agent, but I was just wondering, the pods that are available, can I buy it for the upgraded amount? And she said, let me call to the ticket counter and ask for you. Yeah. Where are you sitting? Tell her 26A. And so she calls the ticket agent and she said, what's your range? What are you willing to spend? And I said, because she mailed to me, she goes, usually it's between $500 to $2,000.
Okay.
I said, if it's closer to $500 than $2,000, then yeah, let's talk.
Yeah.
And so she comes back to me and she said, it was, what did she say? The amount was going to be $950.
And that, now coming back was not overnight.
No, and it's not overnight.
That's the thing.
Now I was exhausted and I definitely felt like, well, if I could lie down in that pod, it might help. I could get some sleep. But yeah, it was during the day. I saw like a 2-year-old getting on, but no babies. I thought maybe we won't hear any screaming this time. So I said, for that money, no, it could go towards something else. But just know you can ask. And she said, I've seen it for as low as a $200 difference. So don't hesitate to
I need to be
question
asking
them.
more.
You do, because you travel so much.
Yeah.
But I guess it's kind of like, if you got upgraded, then you're not there to help with the kids and the whole crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's again why it's great to travel solo.
I know.
Because if I wanted to do this,
benefits.
I could just do it.
Yes.
And I wouldn't feel bad about my family back in coach. I'd say, YOLO. Found at me, getting that pod, girl. But I will say JetBlue was amazing. They are now flying.
It seemed like you had a great, like even the meals.
Yes, the meals were amazing. So if you're flying from Charlotte to London, you have a connector in Boston, but you can get to London for less than $1,000. My original ticket was about $850, but I had to again get that little bit of protection. But I thought that was a fantastic price.
That's amazing
to get to London. And JetBlue,
especially during the coronation,
especially during these dates.
Yeah.
And JetBlue is known for having the most legroom in coach, and there really is a lot of legroom.
This is good to know.
And those international flights, you get free booze, and then you get the full meal. Then they gave us a warm chocolate croissant right before we landed.
Yeah,
I said like a little treat before you land. On the way back, it was warm Bavarian pretzels with mustard. That's what I know. My meal on the way back was brown rice with salmon, and then roasted sweet potatoes and tomato, cucumber, onion salad.
I would eat all of that.
It was fantastic.
I'm shooketh.
Yeah. It was so good. I have zero complaints about their service.
Great.
Legroom, food, everything was fantastic. The bathroom was clean.
We love you, JetBlue.
JetBlue, you are more than welcome to sponsor ATS.
Yes, please.
Gosh,
oh, that would be great.
But yeah, and their pods were so nice. I mean, I definitely was looking. I was salivating. And what's cool about JetBlue too is they say, try to go to your bathrooms, but if there's a line, please go to the front. Like it's not so bougie and snooty.
Yeah.
Like closing it
Oh
off.
my god. Way to go.
Yep.
They give you one last dirty look.
Yep.
And then they
Yep. Okay, stove.
Wow.
From Bridesmaids.
Yes.
What's your name and appliance? Help me, I'm poor. That was me. That was me walking through back to my seat.
Gosh.
Okay, so that's my shout out to JetBlue. I keep saying we get to London. I just mean the random people I was with.
Yeah.
Since I was traveling solo, I'm just like, look, we all did it, everyone.
It's you and your inner demons made it together.
It's me and all my personalities. So we get there. I get to London. Where are we at? Okay, now I can't see. Now I have to look upside down.
We're at 50 minutes.
Okay, trying to keep it tight, and I've only landed.
Yeah, I knew this was gonna be a long one.
But I am trying to give y'all. But I know I posted a lot of my stories, but there were so many things I didn't post too, and I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the behind the scenes. Because if you followed along, but also are listening, then you're really interested.
You're really interested.
Then you really care. Because you're like, you had 4 highlight bubbles of 100 pictures each, so I'm pretty sure I saw it all.
But we're like, and here's 3 episodes.
Hey, content.
That's right.
Okay, I land and I get an Uber to the flat. Now again, the flat was gifted to me. My cousin Alex has a friend.
Yes, Alex.
Praise
Praise God,
Alex.
from who all blessings flow.
Because let me tell you, there were slim pickings.
Yes, slim pickings.
On what was left.
But it was real cute. You showed that outside picture of it and the location. Like, it looked great.
I can neither confirm nor deny if I looked it up on Zillow.
Ooh.
But
Ooh.
it is
Ooh.
very nice. But I knew that just from walking in because I stayed in my other cousin. Again, I have a lot of cousins.
Yes.
But my cousin Travis lived in London because he went to university there.
Yeah.
And that's when my graduation gift happened. My parents got me a plane ticket to London and I went and stayed with him. And that was a very different experience. We stayed in Hammersmith. We partied.
Yeah.
You know, we were just at clubs.
Yes. Oh,
raves.
Sounds great, though.
Yeah, with all his friends.
Take
and so,
me.
yeah, it was definitely a time in my life that was very different from
now.
But a different experience. He did do some touristy things with me. He took me to Harrods. He took me to see Kensington Palace and Buckingham and all the things. So Travis was great. But
Did you go to Harrods this time?
No, didn't go because I had gone last time. This was more of a what haven't I done that I am dying to do.
Yeah.
So I had to really pick and choose and keep in mind two good chunks of days were stuck just standing still.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I had to keep moving on the days that I could.
Yes.
I had to keep moving, and a whole day was spent at Windsor. So yeah, there were just things I could do and couldn't do, but again, had been to Harrods and had been to some other things, and then lots of places were closed because of the coronation, because
that's true.
the entire country kind of had the days off.
Yeah.
So even Spencer House would have loved to go in it, but it was closed.
Wow.
Yeah, and other things were closed too for that reason. So it's okay. I mean, I still did all the things and got to the flat at like 8 a.m.-ish. And one of the assistants buzzed me in. Then another assistant was upstairs waiting for the keys for me. Then the housekeeper was there cleaning.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the housekeeper was there cleaning everything.
You were taken care of.
Very, very well taken care of. I want an assistant. I really. And another assistant.
And I really want to take a nap.
And I did. And I said to the housekeeper, I am just going to lie down on this couch.
Yes.
But if you haven't cleaned out here yet, but maybe one of the bedrooms is done, because there were multiple bedrooms.
Yeah.
I said, can I go in there and sleep? And I don't care what you do out here at all. And there was no lock on the bedroom door. I didn't care.
Yeah,
I said,
it didn't matter.
Hi, random person. I'm so tired.
Yeah.
And so he said, let me finish up the master real quick, and then I'll let you know when it's done. And so he came out about 30 minutes later. I was like struggling to keep my eyes open on the couch, just fight through it. And so he said, go ahead and you can go lie down in the bed. And I went in that bed, and I've never fallen asleep so fast in my life.
I bet.
Like this.
Wasn't Lindsay Quinn like, don't nap, don't fall asleep?
I didn't see that message till after I woke up after my 5-hour nap.
But honestly, you needed it. You got
did.
there so early in the morning.
Yes.
That you basically hadn't slept for 2 nights.
No. And my body thought, if it's 8 a.m. there, my body still thinks it's 3 a.m. So I might as well go to sleep.
Yeah, I think it was okay for you to get that nap.
Yes.
Get your brain right.
I had
so
to.
that you could function the rest of the
day.
I
couldn't function.
Yeah.
I could not function. When the one
was the house and habit party that night?
It was that night.
So you had to.
I had to. When the assistant handed me the keys, I was like, what are keys?
Yeah.
Like my brain was so tired. And even the housekeeper's like, can I help you with your luggage and things? I'm like, no. I don't want any delay in me closing my eyes.
Yeah.
Just let me walk my own stuff back there. Don't unpack me. I don't know what he was going to do, but I'm just like, no, I do not need a lady maid.
You were not like Ramona.
No, I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I needed to go to bed.
Yeah.
I needed to go to bed. And it was so dark and all the blackout shades were so tight.
I know this feeling that you had.
It is. It's something.
How were the sheets?
The sheets were great.
It was
very nice sheets. Very nice bedding.
And
very
you
nice
on
everything.
Your white or your brown noise?
Turn on my brown noise. There were.
What?
I was gonna say blindfold. But I mean, face masks. Or what are they called?
It is a blindfold. Wait.
Yeah, when you cover your eyes with something.
That's a blindfold.
Sleep. Okay, but blindfolds sound more like it's wrapped around and tied behind your head.
I know what your face. Sleep mask.
Sleep mask.
Okay, we got there.
I'm like, I'm not trying to tell too much stuff, you know? When I was going through the cabinets looking for a blow dryer.
I found handcuffs.
But I'm just like, what are they? Blindfolds? No. Sleep masks. But there were sleep masks just in case. Like, it was very well taken care of. There was even a water machine right by the bed on the nightstand. So if you want to refill with filtered water throughout the night, you can. I mean, this place was so nice, y'all. I'm like, okay,
great.
Don't break anything, Miranda.
Yes.
And of course I did.
What did you bring?
I know, another thing I haven't shared.
Okay.
See, they're getting everything.
Ooh, the tea is piping.
So in London, the flushing mechanisms are not on the toilet.
Okay.
They're in the wall. Or maybe that's, I did see that at every bar too. This is not just this fancy place. And so I pushed, so the right one is more like if you pee, I think. And the left one is maybe if you poo.
That's how they do it, yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Because only so much water goes down. It's like a conservation method.
That's 100%. For poo, they want a little more water, but if you just tinkled, it's going to be quick.
Okay. So all I had done is tinkle a few times, but I didn't flush it down to try to be, like, to conserve.
Sure.
Right? Because, I don't know, this was like one of the last nights, so I think I just peed several times.
Yeah.
So I finally wanted to flush it all down. It wasn't even poo, but I just wanted to flush all that toilet paper and pee down. So I pressed the left thing in, and it gets stuck in to the wall. And what that means is it's just
running. It's doing the opposite of conserving.
Exactly. And making a lot of noise. I'm like, well, one, I'm wasting water, and two, I can't even sleep through this now because it was in the bed.
No.
It was in the bathroom, and I needed to fix it. So I tried pushing on this part and this part and this part, and it wouldn't pop back out. So I got one of my nail files.
Yeah.
I just kind of wedged it in there, and I was able to pop it out, so at least it stopped running. But then it just kind of jiggled it.
Oh.
And so I sent a note to Alex, and I said, will you tell your friend I'm really sorry, and I have some Venmo money left over if I need to pay for it to be fixed. She's like, you don't have to pay for this to be fixed. He's got it.
Yeah, he good.
He can handle this. He can handle this, the cost of whatever, this repair. Or maybe this happens all the time, and he's like,
could be.
Tink, 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 and it fixes it right up.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing I did wrong there. I did not break anything else.
Good job.
Thank you so much, because I can be a little clumsy.
Well, no.
Or just like not paying attention enough and run into something and then it knocks off. Whatever. But it was the most amazing flat. It was right off Oxford Circus, which is
It looked.
I know when I'm going by Hermes, Bugatti, and all these shops are right outside, that I knew that I was in a very nice area, and
this was you.
And all the Ubers made sure to mention to me, that's right. So yeah, I knew I was in a nice space. One flat per floor, so the elevator opens right to you. Full garage, full service building. It was lovely. Yeah, it was a nice way to live for a week.
Okay, so you take your 5-hour nap.
Take my 5-hour nap, and then it's time to get ready. I take a shower, I do makeup, I do hair, and I'm ready to just go walk the streets. I'm ready to take it all in.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to let London just absorb in my pores.
London.
I'm here. That was from what?
Lady Gaga.
Yep. And I'm like, I know that voice. So, and the house and habit party was that night. So I was just going to be out until after that party, and I knew that. So I brought a change. I brought my big black sorrels in my bag, and I wore comfy sneakers to walk about.
Smart. Yeah.
Always thinking.
Yeah.
And just took it. I mean, I walked to Oxford Circus first, and I got to see all of that, and it was beautiful, and all the flags.
Flags, that was my fave.
Oh, they should just leave that up.
Stunning.
It's stunning. It's just all these buildings are so old, and then you have the flags hanging down, and every window has King's coronation, and the city's just a buzz. Everyone is so excited.
Pride in one's country.
Yes.
I think that you and I feel the same about
yes.
that. I love our flag. I love people just feeling so proud of where they come from and what it stands for. It's not a bad thing, everybody.
No, it's not.
For us to be from different countries and to celebrate being from that country.
Of course.
I think that nationalism, in quotes, has a bad
rap.
It
now,
does.
But it never did.
It never did. And it's okay. And I think that's why we love the Olympics.
Yes, that is why we love the Olympics.
Because when they come out in those opening ceremonies and they've got their huge flags and their outfits and everything, you can see the pride on their faces.
And we're talking about every country. If that's where you're from and you just love it so much, it's exhilarating. And it was nice to see so many people, because there's been a lot of rumors of, does anybody even care about Charles?
Yes.
And we're all just waiting for time until William and Kate take over.
But it seemed like everybody was hype.
Everyone.
Everything seemed decorated, and people had their little flags, and
absolutely
crowds and crowds and crowds of people.
There's millions of people.
Yeah.
There's no way that he is as unpopular as the press might make you believe.
Yeah.
And I do think, obviously I'm like a Diana fan.
Yeah,
and
you're
obsessed with her, but I still can see the bigger picture, which is she is gone.
Yeah.
They had even divorced. She was never going to be queen.
That's right.
This is not taking something from her. We are celebrating, her son now too in this coronation.
That's right.
William is now heir.
Yeah.
He's next.
He's the next baby.
And so I think that that's extremely prideful for her.
Yes.
Watching down and seeing all this. And I think she feels like he's married a beautiful, perfect person for him. And they've made these children, her grandchildren, seem so lovely and wonderful. I don't think that there's a bad thing about that. And so, there were some people in my DMs wanting to kind of challenge me on even being there and celebrating him, and especially Camilla. And I said, I have loved Diana so much. I hated Camilla and Charles for what they did to her, but ultimately he was born into this role, and this is the way it works.
Yeah.
This is the way it works.
And I think that people need to accept that tradition and the pomp and circumstance and all of that. That's a really cool, beautiful thing.
It is.
And we really don't get to see it that much anymore.
No. And it's a constant.
Yes.
Right? And so another thing is that Camilla's never done an interview. Her children don't speak.
That's right.
They've never asked for anything. They've just wanted their mother to be happy.
Yes.
She and Charles truly are soulmates.
Yes.
I mean, that is very clear.
Yeah.
And just to touch on something, y'all, the monarchy does so much for that country.
Yes.
So much for that country. People say, well, why do they even have it? Down with the king, down with the monarchy, not ours. The average UK citizen pays less than $5 American into the monarchy a year.
Yeah.
Average is about £3, okay? Less than a pint of beer is what they pay in to the monarchy a year on average. Yet the monarchy brings in
so much,
billions of dollars in tourism.
And
every person who owns a business in London and surrounding benefits from all these people coming in way more than £3 a year.
That's right.
Way more.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but the amount of charities that the monarchy funds, supports, starts, manages. The taxpayers are who take advantage of those charities.
That's right.
So really, and ultimately, and I know no one really wants to hear this, but the land was theirs.
That's right.
It was. So just like anyone else has land and charges you rent to live on it, that's happened. But they've even given away so much of their land.
Well, and isn't it true that, I mean, some of these territories that have pulled away from the monarchy have not fared so well.
No. And so
it
yes,
has
they
not
have
gone well.
They have all these other territories, and yeah, you see places.
I think in some ways to have the monarchy backing you up because they want that territory and that place to be a good representation of the crown, right?
Yeah, of course.
But when you distance yourself from that and you boot them out, it's not good.
No, a lot of them are in way worse positions than better positions because they then have to start their own form of government and figure all of that out. And we know how hard that is here in America. Now, thank God we had some brilliant people trying to do it.
That's right.
But not every country has that.
No.
And so go back, listen to Hamilton, y'all. just go back.
Just saying.
And I think that it's worth everyone to just take a breath and really look at the numbers.
Yes.
Really look at the numbers. And you will see that the monarchy does far more for the country than people ever have to pay into it.
Well, it's hard for people. People want to think with their emotions and not with actual facts.
Right. Yeah, this is a fact over feelings matter. These are just numbers. And you can disagree with them or you can say you don't like it still. But it is just, these are numbers.
These are numbers.
And I'm one of those people who, that's why I say I can see the benefit of the monarchy.
100%.
And not to say that they've always been perfect in their ruling. It's not to say that things haven't happened to people. Same here in America.
Yeah, because people are imperfect.
That's right. They are very imperfect.
In what place, in what country,
none.
For all of human history, has anybody been perfect besides Jesus Christ?
That's right. He
is
risen.
I'm just saying, people are just so bent out of shape about it. And it's like, can we not just enjoy this beautiful event?
Yeah, it's just a beautiful event.
Just let it be.
Just let it. Let it be. Let it be. Also Brits.
Put the Beatles on here. I did get Queen on there.
Yeah, you did.
Because it was all meant to be.
And Queen is one of my favorite bands of all time.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs, maybe favorite song, is Bohemian Rhapsody. And I know that's a classic, and I know a lot of people will say that.
Freaking love that song.
But you know why we love that song?
Why?
High, low, fast, slow.
Yes.
We like it all. We want everything.
Videos from us growing up, doing dances to it, memorizing it when I was however young.
I love that.
I was like 10, and we were obsessed. Yeah.
I'm obsessed too.
Aww,
obsessed, didn't know that. See, still learning new things. Still learning new things. Red and purple. So yeah, I ended up going to the House and Habit party, and it was great.
Seemed like she had a good turnout.
Had a great turnout, and that's where I met Molly.
Yes,
y'all, the smallest of the world.
She lives 2 miles from you.
I drive by her house every day to take Lily to middle school.
Crazy.
How about that?
Crazy.
And it's funny because I was trying to take a picture of the outside of this pub. And I'd been to another pub right before that, and I'm trying. Oh, because I wanted to go do recon on the dog and duck.
Yes.
So just know that your girl's always thinking. Again, put yourself in good positions, y'all. So here's where I need to give a shout out. Princess Diana remembered. There's a fan page.
Okay.
Her name is Melissa. Okay. She is in Oklahoma.
Okay.
She had sent me a DM. We follow each other. We don't have a ton of interaction. Like, I'll like her stuff or whatever, and she'll like mine. But until this coronation, we had not had a lot of interaction in DMs. But she sent me the press release from the Twitter feed of Kensington Palace saying, I'm sure you already saw this.
But here's where they're going to be.
William and Catherine are rumored to be at the Dog and Duck tomorrow. And I think you should go try to meet them. And
so she's the one.
She's the one. Melissa's the one.
Love you, Melissa.
Melissa, you're dope and you're a bad AB.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you.
She's not gatekeeping. I love that.
And you know why? She said she had been to the Jubilee, I want to say, maybe one of the tropings or potentially Queen's funeral. But she had been to enough things that she knew how this worked. And so she said, now again, I said, well, is this legit? It kind of looked like someone had just like typed it on the typewriter. And she said, it came from their official Twitter, so I do think it's legit, but why don't you go do some recon?
Good.
Well, Dog and Duck was less than 15 minutes from my flat.
Yes.
I have to walk kind of that direction anyways to go anyway. Still trying to break that habit. Anyway, to get to House and Habit, I thought.
Okay.
So, whatever. So I head on my way to Dog and Duck, and I go into the pub, and I meet lovely people, of course, because again, you're alone, so you just belly up to the bar.
Yeah.
And I meet this great tour guide, like older gentleman named Chris. and I meet his best friend, Julie or Julia, I can't remember. Let's go Julie.
Okay.
And they're just chatting with me. Oh my gosh, you're here for the coronation? You came all the way from North Carolina to come to this? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And so, let us buy you a glass of wine. So buy me a glass. Now, before they bought me the glass of wine, I had asked the person behind the bar, are Kate and William going to be here tomorrow? I heard that they're going to be here.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm like, well, it's on an official press release on their Twitter.
Right.
So I think it's true.
Then
and
they admit?
I don't know. Well, then Julie goes, I'm going to go ask the old woman who runs the place. Well, the person behind the bar got so pissed. How dare you call her old? These are just Brits. These are just Brits.
Oh,
how dare you call her old? That's rude. And Julie goes, well, I didn't really mean old. I just meant she's just older than I am. Or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't call her old. I did not. Don't look at me. I don't know her. I just met her.
Oh my gosh, I'm dying over this.
And so she goes, let's just get her a glass of Sauvignon Blanc, to our new friend. And so once they bought me a glass of Sauvignon Blanc, then I said, so are they going to be here? And they were like, yeah.
Good.
We just had to spend a little money.
Yes.
I guess. But
they wouldn't tell you what time?
Absolutely not. No, they would not. And I barely got the yes out of them. And I said, so you really won't tell me what time? I flew all the way from North Carolina to meet them. Are you sure you can't even give me a roundabout time? Now, see, here's where Melissa comes back into play. Melissa goes, they don't usually do any royal engagements until after 11 a.m.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
She said, but most likely I think it's going to be about 1.
Okay.
I'm like, well, but what if it's 9?
Right.
I don't know. Now, I think what it really is it can't be too early because they have to get people there, barricades, clean streets, sweep all the things.
That's right. Wipe the windows.
Wipe the windows, shine the gold,
get
all the bunting put up, then get their security in place 2 hours beforehand to sweep the place.
That's true.
And so it did kind of make sense. The next morning I finally was like, well, I guess I did have some time. But Melissa said I would get out there about 8.
You knew you had to get there early no matter what because people were going to start lining
This
up.
is my one chance.
Yeah, people were going to...
I didn't care.
Yeah.
And really, 8's not that early.
It's not bad.
So I do my recon. They won't tell me anything really besides, yes, finally, after I show them the press release on Twitter and get bought a glass of wine. So I drink that down and I say, thanks so much, guys. Nice to meet you. I've got to go on my way. And
Cheerio.
Cheerio. Bye, mates.
Top of the morning.
We're Scottish. No,
Yeah,
Irish. And so I head to the next place and I'm writing Melissa the whole time, like, no one would give up anything, but I think I'm gonna take your advice, get there around 8. Well, I could barely sleep because I was so excited. So I ended up getting there earlier, but I went to the House and Habit party and I'm taking a picture of the outside of the pub because of course it's so beautiful because everything there is.
Yes.
Weren't you just taken by the beauty?
It's
stunning.
Just quaint. It's just,
so historic.
It's historic. It truly looks like how they portray it in the movies.
It is.
That
That is exactly what it's like.
Yes.
There is nary modern building in sight.
Yes, and I love
And
that.
they have height restrictions on building things, so everything's just kind of low.
Yes. Modern architecture is trash. You heard it here first.
There's an opinion.
Okay. It's
Love
a
it.
strong one.
Yeah. Well, there were a few buildings mixed into all of these gorgeously, historic, preserved places.
Ornate.
And you're just like, come on.
It's just gross.
I didn't like it. And I told the tour guide, Chris, that when I was talking to him. He goes, I know. So I'm taking a picture of the outside of this building and I see a girl standing out there, but I don't really think anything of it. It's just a great shot. The sun's just right. And we go and we kind of walk in at the same time and I hear her say to the hostess, I'm here for the House and Habit party. And I say, oh, I'm here for the House and Habit party too, so I'll just follow you wherever she goes.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, okay. And big bubbly personality. And so as we're kind of walking together, I go, well, where are you from? The States?
Yeah.
I didn't hear a huge accent on her. And she goes, yeah, I'm from the States. I said, oh, me too. North Carolina. Yeah, me too, North Carolina. I'm Charlotte. I'm Charlotte too. Where do you live? Off South Boulevard. Me too. Where are you? Are we neighbors? Are you my UPS driver? Do you sometimes trade out with him?
I cannot believe it.
She's like, I'm in the blue apartments. I said, I know exactly where you are. I said, I probably drive by your apartment 6 times.
How old is she?
She's 35.
Okay.
So yeah, not too young.
Yes.
She's had a life.
She's
doing her thing. So she had just finished up one job, is about to start another job. So she had this little bit of time. and said, I'm going to plan a whole European vacation. So she's going to everywhere. She's doing a Timmerman trip.
For her.
She's doing it.
And so she planned to be in London during this time.
So she used like this travel agency, and they planned it all out. And they said, well, you could go here, kind of like this, but the coronation's going on. Do you want to avoid it or do you want to be there for it? She said, oh, I want to be there for it.
100%.
And then she saw the House and Habit party and she said, perfect, this is great.
Perfect.
Yeah, she had only RSVP'd the day before. I know. So that's how we met.
So y'all link up.
We linked up. We chatted the whole night. Jessica came. Jessica loved Molly. Jessica was really sweet because when she walked in, she was kind of overwhelmed. Like,
yeah, there's tons of faces looking at her.
Here's all these faces, but because we had met before, I think I was a familiar face. So she came up and hugged me, and I stood up and gave her a big hug and said, "All these people are here for you." And she said, "I'm so I'm so overwhelmed by that. I cannot believe this."
I love it.
Yeah, so it was really sweet, and everyone there was so cool. Everyone I met and talked to.
That a House and Habit party is a room full of real cool people.
It was a great group of people from all over the world.
Yes.
All there for the coronation.
I think if you're going to go out of your way to go to that, y'all are all very like-minded, open-minded, chill, fun people.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, so even if you don't agree with everything she posts, it's the fact that she's so authentic in her way.
Exactly.
And that you can just say, the boldness is beautiful.
That's
the fact that you are saying what you truly feel. How many people don't get to do that in their daily life, whether it's their job or with their partner or because of their position at work.
That's right.
And so it's so cool to see someone just do it.
Yeah.
It's so inspiring. It's so cool. And so we had a great time just chatting. And of course, you would start to talk to her and then she'd walk away to talk to other people and kind of come back and you're just all circling about. But because Jessica had shared me for the Murdaugh trial, several people there were like, Miranda and Charlotte's here.
Oh my gosh,
and it was so sweet.
Cool.
Yes, so it was very sweet to get to meet people.
That's our number one listened to podcast. Did you know that?
The Murdaugh one?
The Murdaugh one.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never guessed that.
I think that's very telling. That's the most listened to.
Not our Trials and Tribulations one, but the one where I'm recapping
The Murdaugh of it all. That's the one.
The Murdaugh of it all.
Can you believe that?
I am really shocked by that.
So what that tells me is
I just have to cover more murder.
Yes, people want the inside scoop.
Well, that's what I'm trying to give you now with London, and I hope that I've given you some stuff that you didn't see on the gram.
Yes.
And is this a good place to end for part 1, do you think?
Maybe.
Okay, so House and Habit Party was Wednesday night. It was a great time. Stayed for hours and hours. We shut that pub down. I got to meet Lady Victoria was there.
Yes.
So Lady Victoria.
And I started following her now.
And Denise, her photographer friend Denise was there with her. And other people who you've definitely seen on her, in her vicinity were showing up and leaving and showing up. Fergie's assistant was there.
Oh.
I hope I'm allowed to say that. I think I'm allowed to say
that. Yeah, it's the assistant.
Yeah, Duchess
Wow.
Fergie. Her assistant was there and she's, moving and shaking and getting things done. So got to meet her too. And ended up bumping into all of them a couple days later in a tiny pub in Windsor.
That's right. Y'all happen to be in the same place again.
So y'all will have to keep listening if you want to hear that story, how that all happened, and the rest of London. So we're capping it on me finally getting back to the flat, falling asleep, and waiting the next morning to wake up to meet Kate and William.
I got a little chill up my spine.
So thanks for listening.
To be continued.